Good morning, Jeff and Amy. Well, we know that one person is dead after a freak mine accident here in New Springfield. I'm at the East Fairfield Mining Company's Subtropolis limestone mine. It's been in business here in the valley since 1934, and the owner, Tom Makel, tells me this is the first time anything like this has ever happened. He also told me about the victim. He was 31-year-old Jason Goudat of Washingtonville. The owner spent the morning talking with Jason's family, expressing his condolences. He said he's a great guy, a great worker from a good family. Here's what he says happened. He says that Jason was working down in the mine and he was hit in the head with a rock. He was wearing a hard hat, but unfortunately his fellow workers weren't able to revive him. Right now it's pretty quiet out here, but just a while ago it was filled with police, fire trucks trying to figure out what was going on. The mine is open today. However, they will not be mining down in the mine until state and federal inspectors can come in and take a look. So again, I'm here at the Subtropolis limestone mine where one person killed this morning in a freak mine accident. Jeff and Amy, back to you.
All right, tragic news this morning. Thank you very much, Christina.
Critics argue a ban like this is too hard to enforce. How can you tell if someone's texting? They could be making a call, that's legal, or updating their GPS. Here's how the new amendment would work. Say a project comes up that would cost more than $2,500. Instead of going through the process of advertising the job, city officials could just collect bids and then choose the lowest one. Some may argue that drop-side cribs are more convenient. Now you actually have to lift to get the baby in the crib. But moms say it's a small price to pay for safety. Today was the deadline to file to run as a write-in candidate. The staff at the Trumbull County Board of Elections waited for Trafficant to come. He never showed up. It's hard to see at first, but that's a truck smashed underneath this tree. It's just some of the damage Thursday's storm caused in Leetonia.
Amazing what's happened here. And we got 2.5 inches of rain and then within a half hour, and it's just amazing the amount of damage was caused by the winds and the heavy rain downfall.
Here on High Street, a tree uprooted and fell between these two houses. On Sleepy Hollow, this deck destroyed, and the storm turned resident Linda Steele's backyard into a major mess.
3 pine trees that were almost 44 years old, and crimson maple, pine trees that ripped right out of the ground.
The National Weather Service hasn't decided if the damage was caused by anything stronger than a severe thunderstorm, but city officials say it seemed to follow a clear pattern.
You can see where it came in like towards the northwest corner of town, and it tracked right through the north side of town on a southeast pattern.
Usually in the past, storms would miss Leetonia. It seems like that this storm just picked us out.
Besides cleaning up debris, the Public Works Department spent the day prepping for more severe weather tonight.
Just making sure that all our drainage system, as all the catch basins and any lines that were plugged up, we get those open back up.
No word yet on how much the damage will cost the village, but officials worry how it will affect an already overextended budget.
I don't know if there'll be any assistance from EMA or FEMA. Hopefully we could come up with something from them.
Officials say there is a silver lining. No one was hurt in last night's storm. In Leetonia, Christina London, 33 News. What's the difference between this website and this one? Both say YSU, both have a place to log into your account, but this one's fake.
This is a site that is in no way associated whatsoever with the university.
On Thursday, the university sent out a message to students and staff warning them about YSU.com. Here's the potential problem. If you use your YSU ID to log into the bogus website, whoever's running it will now have your information.
And whether it be grades or financial information, students as well as employees are paid through this online, through this system, and so there's all kinds of information that someone could access.
Freshman Alex Mark says he's been to YSU.com by accident, but wasn't fooled.
It was pretty easy to tell, but sometimes YSU switches their stuff around, so you never know. Someone could have easily tricked someone else into it.
Other students agree.
As a freshman coming into YSU, you probably would fall for it because a lot of freshmen coming in don't really know how a lot of stuff works.
In the end, I think the students just need to be aware that not to give out any personal information to something that isn't legit.
Officials say they don't know who created YSU.com. They're urging students who visited the site to change their YSU password. University lawyers are reviewing the issue to decide whether to take legal action. In Youngstown, Christina London, 27 First News.
And you count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's only been a few months, but these 5- and 6-year-olds can already use the iPad better than most adults.
They learn very, very quickly how to use it, how to swipe, how to be careful and gentle, and so they really, really love them.
Now, the tablet computers are part of the kindergarten curriculum here at Joshua Dixon Elementary in Columbiana.
They have a lot of language arts apps, a lot of alphabet, sight word recognition. We have some math apps where they're putting numbers in order, addition and subtraction.
The iPads were made possible through a grant, which provides the school $150,000 a year for 3 years. Joshua Dixon has used most of the money on technology.
Gone are the days when we can stand up in front of a class and lecture and think that kids are going to be engaged and learn. When they're going home and they're playing educational games on the computers and the video games, they need color. They need interactive games to learn, and I think it hits all learning modes.
With this technology in their hands, there's no telling where these kindergartners will go from here.
They're going to use them in music for sure. They're going to do like a little iPad music production with them.
So it's not hard to use the iPads.
In Columbiana, Christina London, First News on Fox.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stan Boney.
And I'm Christina London. Officials with the Canfield schools are trying something different to get their levy passed in May.
They're asking the Democrat and Republican parties in Mahoning County to support it.
Warren City Police are investigating overtime issues in the water department. No one can comment on exactly what the police department is looking for. But Mayor Mike O'Brien says water department employees dealt with several water main breaks this winter that did result in overtime.
We obviously take these matters seriously and have instructed all personnel to cooperate fully with anyone who has any questions regarding the investigation. And I'm sure that from the standpoint from the city's perspective and the employees' perspective that there will be thorough cooperation throughout this.
Utility Director Bob Davis says he hasn't been contacted about the investigation, but knows of no wrongdoing in his office. The owners of a new restaurant near downtown Youngstown are speaking out against Senate Bill 5. Today, a small group gathered on West Wood Street outside Our Family Restaurant, which caters to public employees. They were joined by State Senator Joe Schiavone. If passed, Senate Bill 5 will drastically reduce collective bargaining rights of public employees, and those at the restaurant claim private businesses will also be affected.
And that's what is really concerning to me, because most teachers, policemen, firemen, all public employees that I know, even if they do have a couple extra bucks to come grab lunch, they're not spending it because they're saving their money because they're unsure of their future.
People signed a petition against the bill. The restaurant now displays a sticker that says private and public employees are served here. The State House is expected to vote on the bill before the end of the month. And looking for a job? Well, look no further than the area's newest appliance store. H.H. Gregg is moving to the old Sofas Plus store on Route 224 in Boardman. They plan to hire 50 people in sales, customer service, and the warehouse. To apply, just log on to WYTV.com and click on the links. H.H. Gregg specializes in digital TVs and major appliances. There are 173 locations across the country. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christina London. Jeff has the day off. As people recover from Monday's heavy rainfall, it appears this weekend brings the threat of even more flooding. Officials with Warren's Disaster Recovery say you should keep an eye on your sump pumps and make sure they keep working. And if your home has a history of flooding, now is the time to make sure you have everything off the basement floor. When cleaning after flooding, keep children and pets out of the area until cleanup is complete, and quickly throw away items that can't be disinfected, like carpeting, padding, and mattresses. The unemployment rate dropped to the lowest level in almost 2 years. The rate dropped to 8.9% from 9%. The Labor Department says 192,000 jobs were added. The unemployment rate has been declining for 3 months straight. The sky seems to be the limit for airfares. Thursday, Delta kicked off a new round of ticket hikes with a $20 increase for some domestic flights. American added $10, but applied it to all trips. United, Continental, and U.S. Airways quickly matched the fee. All blame it on rising fuel costs. And finally, if you bought an iPad from an Apple store in the past 2 weeks, you have $100 coming to you. That's because the iPad 2 is going on sale next Wednesday. Apple is dropping the price on first-generation iPads by $100. Recent iPad customers just need to present a receipt of their sales for a refund.